What is up, everybody? We are back for the 2025-2026 season with picks. How y'all doing? Jamal Marshall today. We are so back for NFL. We have NFL games in 3 days from now. I'm super excited this season for my team. I don't know, but I'm very excited for this season. It needs to be a great year. I think we're going to see some good stuff this year in the NFL. So, yeah. We're going to go through over every team. So, yeah, everyone's playing this week. No one's on a bye because who else besides Stanford would be on a bye week in week 1? So, yeah. Anyways, let's do this. So, first off, we have the Cowboys and the Eagles. The Cowboys, they did did they fire? Was it a firing technically? Matt McCarthy at least got let go, so I guess he really got fired. But they do have a new coach in Brian Schottenheimer. So he might be decent, but I will admit that's kind of a lateral move considering he was already on. Like I think he was the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys last few years. But yeah, but Schottenheimer's the coach now. They also have they got what's his name? What's the old Bears coach name? The one that got fired. Whatever his name is. The defensive coordinator. Sorry, I'm kind of sick right now and my brain's kind of foggy. Matt Eberflus, I think that's who it is. Yeah, he's a defensive coordinator for them now. I forgot who the offensive coordinator is, but there's that. But Dallas, they had a kind of a disappointing season last year. They were 7-10, I believe. They beat some good teams. I think they beat the Bucs and all that. But then they also had some really bad games, like both against the Eagles, or like who they were playing. Also against the Saints, which I was glorious when I saw that. So yeah, but there's that. But Dallas, I mean, they did lose Micah Parsons a few days ago, so that's really going to hurt the defense, but we'll see what happens. I mean, they just still have DeRon Bland and all that. And Dak Prescott, this is the last year of his contract, I have no clue, but they do have George Pickens now, so that should at least help. They lost Brandon Cooks. He's on the Saints now, actually back to where he used to play at. So yeah, there's that. In Philadelphia, they are the reigning Super Bowl champions. They were really good last year. The team peaked at the right time. They got pretty much a lot of people come back from last year. Besides Kellen Moore, of course, who's the Saints head coach now. He was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles last year, but he got a head coaching job at the Saints, so I think he's going to be very good eventually. So, yeah. With the Eagles, I think they're bound to have another really good year. I think them and the Commanders are going to fight it out for the potentially who's the best in the NFC, at least the best in the NFC East, but potentially the best in the actual NFC, and I think the Lions also be in that fight too. So, yeah. But they got a lot. So they got Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith are returning. Their defense is loaded again this year. So, yeah. But anyways, who am I going to go with? This is the first game of the year. Classic rivalry. I'll say Philly fires off right off the bat. 71% go with Philadelphia as well. So, I'm not going to mind. Now, for the first time ever, YouTube is broadcasting an NFL game live. So, it's completely free, and I'm so excited. It's Friday night. I believe it's in Brazil. Got Kansas City versus the Chargers. The Chiefs, man, I mean, Travis Kelce just got married, or engaged at least, so we got engaged, not married, yeah, but he got engaged to Taylor Swift, so maybe that'll be good juju for the Chiefs, but they're a very fluky team last year, but they ended up being very good still. They lost the Super Bowl by a bit, the Eagles in their reign of terror, so there's that, but they do have, like, Patrick Mahomes and all, of course, and Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce might be in his final years, but he's still a very good tight end. Plus, Nebraska and Cincinnati just played each other. And Cincinnati is Travis's alma mater. And he was actually Cincinnati lost, but still. But the Chiefs, I think they're about to be a really good team again this year. So yeah, but Rashee Rice is suspended, but they went the whole season without him last year pretty much because of his injury. But yeah, the Chargers on the other hand, they got Keenan Allen back, I believe, so that's pretty cool. But they still have a pretty good team again this year. Jim Harbaugh definitely did a good job of like turning that team from the bottom of the barrel, not towards the bottom of the barrel, to like actually a solid team last year. And as long as Connor Stallions is not there, they should be good to go. As long as he's not sign stealing. But there's that. But Jim Harbaugh, I mean, he knows how to coach the NFL and in college, of course. So yeah. They got Justin Herbert, of course, come back this year. They also have Najee Harris, I believe, now, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, but overall, I'm going to go with this game. I'll go the Chiefs. 62% go to them as well. It's a boring pick, but I don't really care at this point. Because I just don't know who else to pick. Here we go. Here's an interesting match with the Cardinals versus the Saints. Cardinals definitely had potential last year, but like he lost a few close games like to the Bills and all that, and the Rams. If that would have happened, they would have probably been in the playoffs. So yeah, but they definitely got a decent team a solid team that what's his name, Jonathan Gannon's forming up. I think they got a lot of potential to be a wild card team this year. They have Kyle Murray and all. And I know they drafted Will Johnson out the draft. I forgot who else they got, but they're set to be a decent team this year. So yeah. Saints, on the other hand, very weird situation there, especially with the quarterback. Derek Carr retires after the draft. I think, or not out. Was it after the draft? I don't know. Derek Carr retires in kind of a random time. But he's basically a walking hospital. So I mean, it sucks for Derek Carr. I wish him the best retirement, but he's basically a walking hospital because he got injured way too much. So yeah. But Spencer Rattler is going to be the starter for the Saints for now. It was between him and Tyler Shuck. And I don't know, man. But the Saints, it's a weird situation, man. Because last year, they were completely decimated by injuries. They got completely cooked by injuries. So what is it? They just kind of fell. Sorry, I kind of had a break crap, but they fell off a lot last season. They had a really good first few games, and then they just completely fell off once everyone got injured on the team. But it's a new start, and they got Garrett Nussmeier's father, Doug Nussmeier, is the offensive coordinator. So maybe that means we'll get Garrett Nussmeier next year. The draft. And the defensive coordinator is actually Brandon Staley, which I think that's actually a good move as well. But hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it don't get 63 put up on the Raiders. So yeah. Anyways, but with that being said, Saints have, I believe, the longest opening game winning streak of anyone in the NFL. So I think they could definitely win this game. But it's just tough. I don't know if I have much faith in the Saints this year. I mean, they didn't get a single primetime game. That's actually, like, all their games are on Sunday this year. That's actually criminal, bro. But yeah, but they do. But I will say, a healthy Saints team is a really good Saints team. That's for sure. They got Brandon Cooks and all that now. They got Kelvin Banks out of the draft. You guys got some. Tyrann Mathieu also retired, so that's gonna be a question for secondary. But definitely got some good defensive players still. So yeah. With that being said, I'm gonna go Arizona win this game. 68% go with them as well. I think Saints are just gonna have a slow start to the season, but I think it's eventually gonna pay off. Like the team's actually gonna get good at some point. Now I have Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. Just way too many questions for the Saints. That's all. Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. Tampa Bay. Hey man, they had a lot of potential last year. They beat some really good teams like the Commanders, the Eagles. I think the Bucs are set to probably win the division this year, either them or the Falcons at this point. Because I don't see the Panthers or the Saints winning the division this year. I think one of these teams will do it. Tampa Bay, they got a lot of good stuff going for them. Baker Mayfield has really redeemed his career at Tampa Bay. I mean, yes, he threw a few picks last year, but I think if he cleans that up, he'll be. I think he already is. I think he's gonna be even better quarterback at that point. So yeah, the Falcons on the other hand, I believe Bucs got Emeka Egbuka out of the draft, which another weapon from Baker Mayfield to throw to. So yeah, but they're looking to be good this year, and yeah, just we'll see. They've won the division like the last 20 years, it seems like. So yeah. The Falcons, on the other hand, they're set to be a solid team this year. Michael Penix Michael Penix is back this year. I think he'll be a good quarterback. They also have they lose Justin Simmons. I forgot. I think they lost Matt Judon to the Dolphins or like that. Yeah, I think they're set to have a decent team this year. They could definitely be considered to win a division. So yeah. With that being said, I don't know who to go with in this game. I actually have to go with Tampa Bay to win this. And nice, 69% go with them as well. Now we got the Bengals and the Browns. Bengals, man. They were quite a team last year, that's for sure. They were the best 9-8 team ever, bro. I mean, their defense was a big issue last year at points. Like, it's the reason why they lost so many games. Like, they let the Steelers score at that points, and Steelers aren't even meant to be an offensive team. But yeah. But, I mean, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, obviously they're going to be very good. T. Higgins is there. I think Trey Hendrickson came back, but yeah, I think he signed an extension finally. Browns, on the other hand, who even knows who's starting our quarterback at that point? because Kenny Pickett's gone. He's on the Raiders now, but and I believe they waived Tyler Huntley. So it's either going to be Joe Flacco, Doug Gabriel, Shador Sanders. I'm going to guess Joe Flacco is going to be their starter if it hasn't been announced yet. Yeah, with that being said, this might be a surprise to a lot of y'all. I'm actually going with Cleveland to win this game because the Bengals usually have a really slow start to their season. 28% go with them as well. But I think Bengals win for sure. I'm hoping the Bengals win. I got Dolphins versus the Colts. Dolphins, as long as Tua doesn't get injured, they're usually a good team. They kind of had a disappointing season last year. They were like 8-9 or something like that. That's a lot. Players are questionable. Oh, geez, a lot of players. Yeah, Miami, though, I think they're set for a bounce back potentially this year. I think they still got Tyreek as long as he's healthy and all that. I believe they got someone for the 49ers. I don't know if it's 49ers, but they got some good things going there. I think they could definitely have a bounce back season. They just got to win some big games, that's for sure. Indianapolis, on the other hand, Daniel Jones announced as starter. And honestly, if he returns to his 2022 form, he guys should be a decent quarterback, and the Colts could be a decent team this year. So, but I think this is going to be a close game. But overall, I'm going to go with Miami to win. 68% go with them as well. We'll see what happens. I think it'll be a close game. Now the Raiders versus the Patriots. The Raiders, I think they're definitely set for a bounce back season. Pete Carroll's their coach now. They got Geno Smith. And they also had some really good players. I believe they got some really good offensive players at the draft, like Ashton Genty, of course, former LSU tight end wide receiver. I forgot what he was at LSU. With Jack Bech, of course, he transferred to TCU after that. But I think he was one of their best wide receivers last year. So yeah, but there's that. But Vegas, I think, is supposed to be very good, or supposed to be a good team this year. I think them and the Chiefs could fight for the division. I think the Chiefs are going to win it still, but I can definitely see the Raiders be the wild card team. So yeah, they definitely got a lot good going for them. New England, on the other hand, definitely looks like it could be a bounce back season for them. They got Mike Vrabel, of course, and Jake Brady's got a lot of potential. It's just who was their coach last time? I forgot who their coach was, but God, who was their coach? I don't know, but who was the freaking coach for the Patriots, bro? I forgot his name. But anyways, it was what's his face? Frick, I forgot his name. Flores? No, it's not him. What is it? Here, I'll just look later. But the Patriots, I think they're set to be a better team this year. You got Mike Vrabel as their coach. We kind of got like when he got released from Tennessee. That wasn't really a popular move. There's that. But I think Patriots are set to be a better team this year. I think they got some good players. Like they got Will Campbell, they got Stephon Diggs, as long as he's not doing something weird with almost said Playboy Cardi. Cardi B. So yeah, but anyways, there's that. Overall, I'm gonna go Vegas to win this game. 48% go with them as well. Yeah, there's that. But I think it's gonna be a close game. I'm surprised it's actually the Raiders have a minority there, but I guess it is a home game for the Patriots. Yeah. Patriots coach. I forgot his name. I remember he got fired. Patriots. Oh yeah. All right, anyways, Steelers and the Jets. Oh, this is ironically how funny this is a week 1 matchup. What was their coach last year? Sorry, I'm trying to find it. It's not Bill Belichick. Of course, he's playing tonight for college football. No. Gerard Mayo, that's his name. Yeah, there's that. But anyways, Pittsburgh versus the Jets. The Steelers, like Steelers are in a weird situation. I will say, they got an aging Aaron Rodgers, their quarterback. I believe it's just a one-off for them, considering I think Rodgers is going to retire after this year. So yeah, but they definitely a weird team. They lost to some players like George Pickens and Najee Harris and some others. They got T.J. Watt back, of course, and they got some forgot who the running back is. I know they have Caleb Johnson from Iowa, who's brought that Iowa offense alive somehow. But yeah, they also have DK Metcalf, so that should help a bit. But yeah, the Jets, on the other hand, they got what's his name? Aaron Glenn is their coach now. So there's that. I think he could be a good coach, but the Jets. You can never trust the Jets, no matter what situation they're in. But they do have Justin Fields. I think that'll be good for them. But we'll see. They get definitely a younger team, so they have potential. But we'll see what happens. But anyways, I'll go Pittsburgh to win. 77% go them as well. Yeah, Giants and the Commanders will division match it. Giants. They have two quarterbacks they could start. They have Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart. Russell Wilson definitely got back on track a little with the Steelers. He actually started playing some games again. But he is an aging quarterback in Jackson Dart from Ole Miss, who's good Ole Miss. He's right behind him. So yeah, I do have, of course, Malik Neighbors, who was really good last year, especially for a rookie. Yeah, they got some decent players on that team. So yeah. In Washington, on the other hand, I forgot the Dolphins. I think it was the Dolphins. Got Darren Water retirement. But yeah, Commanders were my Super Bowl pick to start a few months ago. I'm sticking with it considering McLaurin's back. But they have a lot of great players. Jay Daniels is back, of course. I think Brian Robinson's with a new team now, but they do have Austin Eckler still. And they do have Jerry McNichols. So yeah. Yeah, lots of players. I think they could be a good team. They got to improve that defense, I think, then they'll be really good. Yeah, but or even better. They're already a really good team to start off with, but Jay Daniels was probably might have been the best rookie I've ever seen. I mean, you got Terry McLaurin, and he has a Deebo Samuel as well. So yeah, I'm going to go Commanders to win. 74% go with them as well. I think it's either them, Lions, or the Eagles for the NFC this year. You got the Panthers versus the Jaguars. The Panthers, I think they're definitely going to be a better team this year. I think, what's his name? Dave Canales has definitely made some improvements in that team. I know they weren't good last year, but they're slowly getting better. It seemed like it's like the Cardinals from last year. Lots of potential, but not quite there. So yeah. But yeah, Jaguars, they have Liam Cohen as their coach now. A little bit of a weird thing with that, with the way he was supposed to be the offensive coordinator for the Bucks for this year. But yeah. But they do have a lot of injuries. Oh my God, it's a lot of injuries for the Panthers. Jaguars, on the other hand, they were not a good team last year. Doug Peterson got fired and all that. But Jaguars, they've had their decent seasons, but nothing amazing. But yeah, Trevor Lawrence still needs to prove himself, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I think for this game, I'm actually going to Panthers. Actually, no, I don't trust Panthers with all those injuries. Give me Jacksonville. 71% go with them too. Yeah. Now I got Titans versus Denver. The Titans were not a good team last year. Will Levis did not do good with them, but they do have Cam Moore now, who could be actually good. Who I think could be a good quarterback. They also got someone from they got the Tyler Lockett, I believe now. They got some good wide receivers on that team, but Tennessee could do. They could definitely. I also saw they don't have any primetime games here. I think the other one's the Browns that doesn't have any primetime games. So now, of course, we'll talk about the Saints. All right, man. I think they could be a good team this year. We'll see what happens, but I don't know, man. Titans are a weird situation. Denver, on the other hand, they were a good team last year. Bo Nix did pretty good last year. He was the second best quarterback behind Jay Daniels, I think. At least second most successful. Yeah, Denver made the playoffs for the first time since 2000s. I don't even know when the last time they made the playoffs. Since Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl? Sorry. Yeah, but man, Denver's got a lot looking out for them. I think they could be a good team again this year. Sean Payton has definitely done a lot of things to improve them. So yeah, I'll go Denver to win. 84% go them as well. San Fran versus Seattle. San Francisco had a really disappointing season last year. They had a lot of injuries, to be fair. And they have a lot of injuries on here. Oh my God. That's a lot. It's too suspended. Good Lord. That's a lot of players. um, San Fran, definitely looking for a bounce back season. They won their last 2 games last year, so wait, no, that's preseason. Never mind. They did not look good in last year, so yeah, they're gonna have a bounce back. We'll see. But they did lose. But they lost a lot of people in free agency. Like there's a lot. Deebo Samuel, some other players. They like pretty much everyone. Yeah, the Seahawks, on the other hand, Seattle could definitely be a good team this year. They were 10-7 last year, but like they didn't even make the playoffs because the NFC was so freaking competitive last year. So yeah, but I think the Seahawks are gonna win this one. 34% go as well. I can definitely see San Fran winning if they return back to their former selves. So yeah, but if they don't do good again this season, that's why Kyle Shanahan's seat might be getting a little hot. So yeah, I got Detroit and Green Bay. This ought to be a good matchup. Detroit got a lot of return production this year, of course, with Dan Campbell's done an amazing job with that team. They were 15-2 last year. Yes, they lost in the second round of the playoffs, but so they had a really good team last year. They did lose both their corners, Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, so that's a little bit of a question mark there. But a lot of the same players are back, like Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They got a lot of great players in that team, so I think they'll be fine at least. Yeah, as long as they maintain the momentum. But yeah. Green Bay, on the other hand, they could be a good team this year. They very young team, but they're starting really good. Like Jordan Love's becoming a good quarterback. And they got Micah Parsons now, so that's going to help their defense a bit. Sorry about that. So yeah, but overall, I'm actually going to go with Detroit to win this. 61% go them as well. Could be a close game. What the frick? Okay, there we go. Now we got Texans and the Rams. Texans, man, they're getting every wide receiver on earth. They did lose Stephon Diggs. They went out and got like a bunch of others, like Braxton Berrios. Noah Brown was on that team now. And they got both Jalen Noble and Janet Hankins both came from Iowa State, bro. And Houston should have a good offense this year. As long as they recover from last year. I think Bobby Slow got fired last year, yeah. But Texans, they kind of peaked, like they kind of plateaued a little bit last year. They definitely better than what they used to be. They were 10-7, still a good team. They made it past the first round of the playoffs. Definitely a good team. But like they kind of plateaued I will admit. So yeah. But we'll see what happens there. Rams on the other hand, they're a good team last year. I mean they literally beat the freaking they beat the Vikings, so that was good at least. But there's that. Well, but Rams, I mean they have Davante Adams now, it should be that'd be good for them, especially after he went to the Jets. And the Jets are a terrible team usually, but yeah. But I think the Rams can be a good team this year. I think it's going to be a good game, so yeah. Overall, I'm going to say the Rams win this one. 59% good, so I think they'll just have a better start than the Texans. Baltimore, Buffalo. Oh my God, what a matchup in week 1. Baltimore and Buffalo, two contenders for the I almost said the ACC this year. I'm so stupid. The AFC this year. Sorry, I'm just focused on college football because tonight, at the time recording this, TCU, North Carolina are going to play tonight. But yeah. But I'll make college picks tomorrow, so yeah. Or actually, probably not tomorrow, probably Wednesday. Yeah. I'm breaking in Wednesday because I'm busy tomorrow. Yeah. Baltimore, definitely a really good team, of course. Lamar Jackson's back. Derrick Henry was really good with them last year. You got a lot of great players on that team. The only players not returning is Justin Tucker, but probably a good move to let him go because, him and Deshaun Watson have similar issues, apparently. Yeah, plus Justin Tucker low-key kind of fell off. But I got Tyler Loop, I think it'll be good. But yeah. Buffalo, on the other hand, Buffalo, of course, will be a really good team again this year. I know there's been stuff back their draft pick Maxwell Harrison, like he got like accused of assault or something like that, and he got injured. But I think they'll be fine. The team will be fine. But Buffalo, they obviously be a really good team this year. Josh Allen's an amazing quarterback. I think they're gonna be amazing. So yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Buffalo to win. Surprised it's this lopsided, 61% of them. So plus, it's a home game for them. And it's their last year in their current stadium, I believe. I think it's this year and next year is their last year in that stadium. So, yeah. Sorry, I don't know why completely. Yeah, why is it doing that? Yeah. But last but not least, we have a little NFC North action going on. Vikings and the Bears. Two teams with a lot of new to deal with. What the heck? Why is it doing this? Sorry. Yahoo's glitches, like the things way on the top. But yeah. But Minnesota was really good last year. They kind of had a disappointing end last year after losing the first round. In the first round of the playoffs, they also got crushed in both their last two games. A little bit suspicious there. Plus, they gave away Sam Darnold to the Seahawks. But yeah, there's that. Oh, I forgot to mention that. The Seahawks have Sam Darnold now. But you have J.J. McCarthy, who's basically, I know he's a rookie last year. This is basically his rookie year, if anything. But yeah. As long as he stays healthy, I think J.J. McCarthy could be a good quarterback. We've got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Harrison. Once he gets off suspension, he'll be good. But yeah, as long as he doesn't sleep in his car. Yeah, but there's that Chicago. Chicago's definitely looking like Chicago's definitely a little bit of a suspicious team this year. I think a lot of new to deal, but I think they could be a good team. They had David Johnson as their coach now, who I think could really help that defense. But the only thing I'm really concerned about, Caleb Williams has not been that great. So yeah, but I mean, we'll see what happens. Just Williams has been struggling, but what do I know at this point? But we'll see what happens. I think Bears could be a good team. They lose Lasky now, I believe. Yeah, but we'll see what they can do. Get DJ Moore, of course, and some other good players. And it's really going to depend on the offense and how they do. So, yeah, because their defense was good last year. But their offense, man, they were a disaster. Yeah, anyways. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to go with the Vikings to win. Only 57% go with them, but we'll see. I think it'd be a good game. So, yeah. So I was going to say something, but yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for this one. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be making college football picks tomorrow. Of course, there's one more game to be played. I have North Carolina beating TCU tonight, but I think it'll be a good game. So, yeah, but go watch those picks videos if you haven't already. And like I said, on my college football community post, sorry I didn't update the record, but I will be keeping track of my picks and how what my record is. So, yeah, it's be a really weird number. Yeah, anyways. But I feel like a lot of unpredictable stuff happened in college football this week, but yeah, I'll talk about on Wednesday. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, have a nice day, and goodbye. See you next one. Peace.